It's like things I've never heard of that I now need to investigate.
There are like 7
And there's all
platforms.
no, it's like at least 20 or more. And there's all these, yeah, it's like all these Russian TV things. And
Mm.
we could stream onto oh, I've just been notified that we've gone live.
And now we are
Hey,
live.
Bar Talks is going live.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So how you doing, Max?
I'm all right.
Carbonara is not an opinion.
It's not an opinion.
It
Carbonara
depends
is
on
not
whose
an
opinion you're
opinion.
asking.
Do
Yeah,
not
that's your
mess with
T-shirt.
carbonara. I will come and find you.
I don't know what exact. That's a pasta, right?
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I was checking. I mean, it may have been like a region in Italy or something. So, Max, how are you doing today? It's a beautiful sunny day. We're indoors doing this live
Yes,
stream.
exactly, exactly. It's
How dedicated
wonderful.
we
It's
are.
wonderful. Look at that. Look at that. I
I
got
know.
a blind. It does all the blindy things.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm an observant person, and I've
Just notice
noticed
that I'm in a different room.
you're in a different room.
Oh my God. Are you an observant person or what?
Yeah, seriously, I am. Is that a fake background? Is that real?
No, this is real. I can do
Uh-huh.
things to it. Not that I would, but
Yeah. No. Okay, great. Well, that's amazing. I've got the same background for 2 more weeks, possibly 3 more weeks.
ooh,
Guess how much we got quoted to paint the house?
£2.
£9,000.
You what?
£9,000. I didn't know whether to laugh or swear or
Nine
cry.
thousand pounds.
I'm telling you, because the housing market is so busy at the moment, what it
Mm,
is they've all got jobs and they basically just make up a number, then they double that number, then they
yeah,
laugh, get a bit drunk and double it again, and then say, well, if he's stupid enough to take it, well, we'll just leave the job, let's walk out the job we're on. Anyway, we're not here to
nine
talk about
thousand.
that. We're here to talk about my miserable painting problems. We're talking about hand grinders because I'm buying one.
Yes,
Oh, you know, it'd be really exciting if I bought one right now, like on the, but I'm not ready to do that because I'm a little bit nervous.
you should
Also,
actually hit that trigger there and buy it.
I'm going to buy it and
All of them.
put my credit
All
card
of them.
number in right there
Yeah,
on that
you
live.
buy. No, 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 no. You should do that. You buy all of them, and then you can just keep them.
Yeah. What do you mean, like
And
I've done with the espresso machines?
yeah,
The ones I kept on
exactly.
promising to eBay afterwards and never have.
But the thing is, with the hand grinder, it's actually a good thing because you know what? It's a faff to change the grind setting every time.
I just have a different grinder for every type of bean that I might want to drink. Yeah.
No, one grinder for every grind type you want to do.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Whichever
Every
way, it's a bit
tuning.
like whether how you want to categorize your records, isn't it? You think you want to categorize by genre, and then you realize that doesn't work, and then you go through all your vinyl. You know what I'm talking about, all you vinyl collectors out there. And you're
eh,
like, no, we should do this alphabetically by
You
band.
put them in a certain way and you leave them in that way, and eventually you will learn where things are.
Hmm. Yeah. So, so unlike some other places that compare every grinder, every hand grinder, and we go through them all, I already looked and decided that there's a whole bunch I don't want. I'm going to tell you right up front. So,
Like
but
what?
what's probably better and more informative is actually to define my use case. Actually, explain why I want a hand grinder because I've already got two grinders, electric grinders,
Yeah.
which are decent grinders. I got a conical burr. I can't even remember the name, but it's a Sage. Come on, Max. What is it? Sage. Anyway,
Sage
everyone knows that one. It's a
Grindo.
something pro,
It's a
a smart
grindino.
grinder pro.
It's
I've got
a
one of those, which
sage.
is a conical bow, which is the first grinder I got.
It's a sage grindino.
Grindino. That's such a great name. Quickly get on the nets and go register that.
Sage
Um,
grindino.
the Grindino.
And
I just
and
want to buy it. Can I buy that? Can I buy
and
that yet?
actually, there's gonna be several versions. There's gonna be the Reservoir Dogs. There's gonna be um,
You got to have like it's got to
the
have a
Kill
mustache
Bill.
though. Can we get can the logo be with a mustache? Hey, Grindino. That's what you
Exactly.
got to go for.
Yeah,
Everybody will
and
want
there's gonna
that.
be the Quentin. The model is gonna be the Quentin Grindino.
Oh, it's a great name. You're a genius.
I know.
You're a genius, Max.
Just being
But
marketing.
no, that's not what I've got. I got that, and then I've got the. I've gotten the other one as well. It's a Zenith. What is it, Max? It's one
Zenith,
of those shop grinders.
Eureka, no.
Eureka.
Atom,
Yeah, it's a
75,
60. Either a 65 or a 75 mil burr. It's
a
yeah,
number.
yeah. It's a number. It's numbered Eureka grinder. So I got two grinders already. One's a big flat burr and one's a conical burr. So why
Mhm.
on earth do I want a hand grinder? Well, let me tell you, because my wife has terrible taste in beans. And no matter how much I try to educate her, no, she'll be the first to admit it. She laughs at it. She's a total cheapskate. Can I just tell you, she's, she,
So you want a hand grinder because it's your wife's fault.
I'm just a bit worried. I know she doesn't listen to these, but I'm a bit worried that she's somehow going to find out I've told people. But
Don't worry, it's not going to be recorded or anything.
It's not like anybody knows. We're moving in a few weeks' time, so I'm going through the whole Mary Kubo. Does this bring me joy? So the first thing with the children, that they had to go. No, we're going through all of the stuff, and I'm like, I've got this tie rack that you just hang on a pole, and I don't, when was the last time you saw me in a tie? Well, remotely. I just don't wear them anymore. So I took the 3 ties that I actually might possibly wear and took the rest away, and I don't need a tie rack anymore. So I threw it out. I mean, it's just a little dinky thing. I threw it out. And I later found Lily had gone through my throwing out pile. She'd gone through the rubbish and she'd eBayed it. So, I get £2.50 for that. I was like, so when I say that she likes cheap beans, she's she grew up in a small town in China, and money is not everything, but money is very important. Like nothing goes to waste. And she will not spend more than £2.50 on a bag of beans. So she basically takes that grinder, and I won't let my beautiful, lovely, farmer crafted beans go anywhere near it. So unless I clean it thoroughly every time before I use it, which obviously I'm too lazy to do. So that's one grinder out, like knocked out of the race. So I'm left with my big grinder. The trouble is I always have at least 2 bags of beans, and usually 3 or 4 that I'm testing.
So because you spend too much money on getting new coffees, you should spend more or too much money in getting more grinders.
Finally, you understand me. Yeah, that makes perfect
sense.
You
are right? Every marketing person's dream.
I know. I think they know me out there. I'm like a legend. They don't know. Is it true? Does he exist?
Does he exist? Yes, guys, he does. He's here.
So I want to get a hand grinder, but the thing is, I don't do many pour overs, and it's not because I don't like pour overs. It's because it's such a faff. I'm already changing the grinder settings, and then also, by the way, there's a lot of retention in that grinder. So I go through
you have to twiddle the thing until it gets to pour over grind.
Yeah. And it never seems to go back to exactly, because it's not a clicky. It's not a clicky. It
doesn't have a number.
It does have numbers, but it's stepless. So you have to get it, and it never goes back to exactly where it was. Plus you've got the retention. I mean, all in all, it's just impossible to put different coffees with different grind settings through that grinder. It's really meant to have one type of bean. That's the bean you're having, at least for a month or whatever it is, or a few weeks. And so what I really need is something that's going to add a dimension of flexibility to my coffee making routine. That sounded very good and management-y, didn't it? What we need, Max, is extra dimension to leverage the opportunities that the market is presenting to us.
You need a niche 0.
Yeah, I keep on thinking about that, but no, not yet. I mean, I'm sort of, I don't know why, I'm sort of waiting. I think it's been out for a while. I keep on thinking if I buy one, something better will come along just right afterwards.
There is one that's coming out. It's called the Turin, which is apparently 0 retention flat burr.
I think I saw something like that reviewed, and it had problems. It doesn't have as good flavor or something, or it was messy. Is that the one with the bellows on the top and you pump it? Yeah. I did look at that. It was a bit disappointing.
I'll be honest. I have a hand grinder. I haven't used an electric grinder in the ever since I got the hand grinder.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's talk about which ones.
That's why you need a hand grinder, because I convinced you.
You did, Max. And
I was the pioneer that convinced you.
Yeah, well, you know how difficult I am to convince about buying.
Yeah, I know. That's why you don't have. That's why you hardly have one coffee machine, and it took you forever to get it.
By the way, you're going to have to fix my Gaggia Classic when you're.
What have you done now?
No, I haven't. No, it needs. You know that problem with the boiler.
Uh,
But anyway, look, we're here talking about hand grinders,
yes.
and I have got, I've just got two, and then suddenly a third one on the list.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the two I was really looking at, and by the way, so okay, let me actually go through what I want. What I want is, or not necessarily in order of importance, but
So tell me
the,
what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. What I really, really want is a first of all, build quality, because you know how I am when I touch things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all about the tactile feel of something, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously makes me, yeah, it's always awkward at parties when I'm, hi, how are you? Ooh, ooh. What are you wearing? Ooh, let me touch that. Ooh,
let me
let me
touch.
touch that. Let me touch that coat. I actually, yeah, no, I know. I'm going to say
And that's why we do these on Zoom, guys.
yeah, that's why we don't record these. So build quality. But you know why we're doing this live, don't you? Did I tell you?
No.
That's because I don't need to edit it. It's
Ah.
another step in towards my whole like lazy, goals that I'm going after.
So you're calling it efficient.
Yeah, I'm basically going after the efficiency because
Mm.
otherwise I spend like an hour uploading and editing, or it's 2 hours, or it's like those are 2 hours I could spend sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so build quality,
Mhm.
capability for both pour overs and espresso, and that seems to be the sort of the silver bullet that no one can quite
Mhm.
get. Speed, which I didn't think would be important, but then I I watched this guy who, I hope he doesn't see this, but he was a very boring guy. He was very boring,
Mhm.
but I watched him nevertheless all the way through, and he was giving like examples of different grinders, and he literally had him for a minute, and all he did was just grind, and then he
Yeah.
had it in different windows, and he was just grinding to show what it was like, and I thought, God, that is boring. Then I watched the whole thing. I watched.
That
I
is
was
so
like,
boring. Let me watch all
it
of
is
it.
so boring. But then it's so anyway, he had 1 million views or something. People all just watching him grind. And it actually became apparent when you watch it and you're sitting there and you're thinking, I don't want to be doing that in the morning. I don't mind obviously a bit of hand grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 30 seconds, or I don't know how long it takes you to grind it. How long does it take you?
For what?
Have you tried it for espresso?
Now, that's funny you say that. So the finer you grind, the longer it takes.
Of course.
Espresso takes a long time to grind.
Hmm.
Do not even think it's gonna take you a minute to grind for
No.
espresso.
No.
It's
Really?
gonna take you more.
Really?
I can actually go and get 18 grounds
No,
of
no, no.
coffee,
We're just not
and
going to do the
we can
grinding
do
on the
that.
live stream, please. Really?
But
More than a
it's
minute?
probably, I don't know. I don't know, because you know what? In the morning, first of all, I have done very few espressos recently.
Mm-hmm.
I do mainly pour overs,
Mm-hmm.
and when when you're grinding, you're just grinding. As long as it doesn't feel very difficult and you have to really work out,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you
Obviously,
don't want it to become exercise. But
yeah,
that said, obviously I am very strong.
it doesn't matter.
And
It's still there's still a certain amount of coffee that goes through the grinder at a certain speed.
so it
So
doesn't
unless you
matter. It's
no,
not like how,
if you're
okay.
stronger, you just stronger. That has nothing to do with the grinding.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so speed was a factor.
Mhm.
I didn't think it was a factor until I watched this guy.
What
And
was he using to
he
do
was just going,
espresso?
it's just sitting there for ages. And I'm like, I should really, move on and watch something else. But I just didn't. I just watched him grind
You
and
just
grind and
it's like watching
grind.
paint dry.
Yeah, but somehow slightly mesmerizing. It's like he's
Uh-huh.
got to finish soon. No, he's still going. You're thinking like if I turn off now, he'll finish,
Mhm.
but then so you keep watching, but he doesn't finish. So when there's that, there's price. And it's not, I don't want to sound like a sort of like a a snob or anything. Like price isn't the main thing, but I want to feel like if I'm paying more money, that I'm getting something for it. So I don't want
Mhm.
to pay the price just because it's got a label, but I would pay more for something that would feel quality in my hands. Every time I
Mhm.
picked up and used it, I felt like I was using something had been crafted, not just something that had been mass produced, bit of plastic, like
Mhm.
is it the Hario
Yeah,
something you get for £1.50 from the,
yeah, they're very
you
cheap.
get it at
But it's
McDonald's
got,
toy or something.
yeah, but it's got the ceramic birds. It's good for spices. Amazing for
Yeah.
spices.
Okay.
It's okay for pour overs to
Right.
just have a grind. It's okay for infusion. Do not even attempt doing espresso with it because first of all, it's going to take you about 2 years to grind to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a
And
question about the burrs, just about the
yes,
burrs for a second. Okay, and the last thing was community. Like if there's, and it's not, I don't really care because I'm so antisocial, but having some kind of support and maybe I'm not so much big onto going to look at different recipes and put it to number 5 click or number 7 click. That side of it doesn't really worry me so much. But when something's got a lot of support, if it's a popular grinder, you tend to find they come out with like little extras and little things and little add-ons. Give me an example. Oh yeah, don't make that face. Don't make that face. Was that a face you were making at me?
that
Because
is
I'm
a
telling
face.
you,
Yes.
for example, the Comandante has got the
Mhm.
glass bottom.
Yeah.
I really like it. I love the idea of it being glass, but apparently some people don't. They've come out with a plastic thing. They've also come out with a kit that you can up the number of clicks that you can adjust it by. So having a community. What I'm saying is, if it's a popular grinder, they'll invest more into it, and maybe
Okay.
you'll get some add-ons or tips from people. I don't know. Anyway, so it was just I put it down there. I
Mhm.
wanted to have 5 things. If you ever do any PowerPoint presentations, one of the lessons you learn is either do 3 or 5, never do 4. Never do 4.
Never before.
Do you know that? Did you know that tip?
No,
Yeah, you never do 4 bullet points, Max.
I do
Have you been
as
doing
many
4 bullet
bullet points as
points?
I want, as many as
No,
bullet
you
points as
can't.
I
You can never
need.
have 4. If I see four bullet points on a PowerPoint slide, I know that guy's an amateur. So,
Let
so
me explain you. Let me explain you my point of view in 4 bullet points.
yeah, no, please don't. Also, 4 is like an unlucky number in Asia as well, amongst the Chinese and maybe the Japanese. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not 4; it's 5 or 3. So I went to 5. So the community was added onto that. But burrs, let's talk
Mhm.
about it for a second because you can get replacement burrs for some of these things,
For all of them, because nobody makes their own births except
and nobody makes
Comandante.
their own burrs, right?
Comandante does.
And nobody except Comandante makes their own burrs.
Exactly.
I didn't know that actually Comandante did make their own burrs. I
I
tried
think
looking
they
that
do.
up.
Hmm?
Hmm.
I think they do.
I don't know because I can imagine it's a very specialist kind of thing. Like, why would you make your own burrs?
It depends if you have the facilities and if you make enough money and if you are crazy and committed like a German manufacturer.
Mm.
Comandante is German.
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh, you should be okay. You can do it.
Hmm. Did you
But
hear
otherwise,
about?
hmm?
Sorry. No, no, nothing, nothing.
Uh,
There's a German company you wouldn't have heard of. Just a bit of news. German company that is so somebody's knocking at the door. Pete. Yeah. Someone's knocking at the door, buddy. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Lily's got it. Um. So, you know what that is? I think I know what that is. I know what that is. I've got a treadmill that goes under the desk. I'm going to walk when I do my presentations. When I'm on the when I'm doing Zoom calls.
oh my god!
What if I do? I might do a live stream and walk on it.
So you've done all the Mari Kubo thing,
I
Mari
know, but I'm
Kondo
replacing
thing,
everything.
and
I know.
and then you
I
got
was hoping
this
no one
kind of
would
gadget.
twig. Yes, yes, I have. So the burrs are obviously key to flavor profile, and yet the thing is, or I would have thought they would be. I would have thought they would be, but it's interesting that a number of grinders have the same burrs and yet produce different qualities of flavor. How is that possible, Max?
Because it's in people's heads.
No, it can't be.
Well,
Don't be. No.
There are two main reasons. One is the geometry and the mechanics of the
Oh,
alignment.
the
First of all,
adjustability thing. Yeah.
the adjustability, the precision on the alignment, very
Hmm.
important. Number two, no, I'm not even counting.
Yeah.
It's
Try and get 4 points out, Max. Try and get 4.
I've lost count. Where was I?
You're at the precision of the alignment.
And what
of
did
the
I say
verse.
before that? I forgot.
I think you were just waffling. Your lips were flapping. I'm not sure any sense came out.
Good. That's as it normally is. So you have the number of clicks and the difference that you have in between the clicks. So how finely you can tune your thing.
No.
The precision of the alignment, very important, because otherwise you will create two different populations per revolution. And the precision on how it's put together. And that means how solid it is, how stable it is, how well it will grind over time, and how reproducible it will be from day to day.
Yeah, the reproducibility of it is a big thing as well.
Yes.
But,
And I'm gonna just say something. When you're doing a pour over, when 90% of people use these kind of grinders, one click difference, can you actually tell the difference? Can you really?
I think it depends on how big the click is, and that's the other thing. There's no international standard, because I looked this up. ISO standard click.
No, if I do 2 grinds or 3 grinds, whatever, ground slightly different, not pour over, and I don't tell you how it goes, I do not tell you how long it flows through, because that you can actually infer it from. I don't think you're going to be able to tell the difference.
But that's because you've got a nice grinder where the click doesn't make a difference. But some of them, the click is quite a large difference. And that's why the Comandante has a kit that doubles the clicks.
Yeah, but then it's worthless then in that case.
Yeah, well, it's worthless. Well, it's worthless for espresso, but it's not worthless for pour over. I think you're absolutely right on the pour over. You couldn't tell, but on an espresso, you need that fine adjustment.
Yes.
But can I just
yes.
Let me ask you a question. On the 1Z Presso, which I now refuse to call Easy Presso, which do you remember we went back?
Yeah.
We went back and we were the first time we looked at that grinder and we were like, how do you pronounce this? 1Z Presso. Yeah. And then of course never occurred.
I'm gonna have 1Z Presso.
Never occurred to us they might be aiming for the American market. It's called a Z. And,
Easy Presso, mate.
Yeah, well, no, I think you know what it is because in Japan or China or
but this is Korean.
Is it Korean? Or same thing? One is E. It's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's E. So it's in easy press. Anyway, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. But we're not going to.
I'm not going to. I'm still going to call it 1Z Presso.
The 1Z Presso.
Yes.
That you've got. Presso. Yes. The 1Z Presso. That
JX
you've got.
Pro.
Have you got the JX or the JX Pro?
I have the JX Pro.
You got the Pro.
I got the Pro. Mine has all the clicks outside.
Yeah.
Has a system to adjust the clicks.
I got to be honest with you. I'm really leaning towards that until the mystery
that we're going to reveal. Grinder. Huh?
Yeah. Everyone says that. Everyone says it's a great grinder. Why would I look at anything else? Why, Max? Well, because I like the look of the Comandante.
The Plus Comandante looks Comandante.
Great, I mean, have you even seen? Wait. Let me just move the camera. Who's that on my wall? That is the Comandante. True. It's a picture of Che Guevara, which I had since, I don't know, I was younger and thought that revolutionaries were cool. And I wanted to be a revolutionary. Plus, I like smoking cigars. So he was my guy for a while. So the Comandante.
Who hasn't he been the guy for?
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. You have got to read his history, though, because he wasn't always, an angel. He actually ended up dying out in Africa, I think. Yeah, he was sent out there. It was another story. But the Comandante sounds cool because it's got a great name. Also, it's wood and it's got a glass bottom and it's stylish. But
is it
and it's a big but.
Is it real wood or is it pretend wood like the 1Z Presso?
No, I was always anti pretend wood until I found out that the floors in my current house are pretend wood. I thought they were real. They were so
Mine
good.
are also pretend wood.
I couldn't tell. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell. It's engineered. It was absolutely solid.
Yeah, no, mine. The fact that they're gray gives it away.
Ah, okay. Yes, if it's obviously not a wood color and it's
Yeah.
not colored wood.
No.
Yeah. So there's that. Says that. Plus, there's a huge community of people that like talk about it, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of
Oh, the
people come to
Comandante
see.
has a lot of traction, has a lot of very big base,
Yeah.
and I like it. I really like it. I did not buy it because it was actually mainstream, and I am against mainstream always.
Yeah. Is it like fight the power? Fight the who's the guy? Fight the not the daddy. What's it? The man. Stick it to the man. Is that what you're doing, Max?
I don't know.
Uh, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I like the Commandante. I think the Commandante is kind of an old design now too. It's been around for a while. Apparently, it's a bit rattly. I've heard it's a bit doesn't quite. It's not tight together.
That's
Also,
not very good.
yeah. Also, I have heard that
And
one of
this
the
is how we do our
difficulties.
research, by the way, everyone. This is how we do our research. So I've heard,
Yeah,
someone told me,
that's right.
I've read about.
Well, we can't go out anywhere, so good
We
luck
can't go
actually.
out. We don't have money to buy all of this stuff unless, guys, pay us money. Pay us
Just
money.
begging again. We
I'm
should have a
not
little
begging.
begging
I'm
bowl,
asking
a little tip
politely.
jar. Do you know it'd be really good at like a little device where if someone like sends you money on Patreon or whatever, like
Mm.
there's this secure tube that comes from the internet. I don't know what I'm talking about. And money just comes out of it. When my kids were little, and they asked me to buy something, and I said, no, money doesn't grow on trees, Peter. You've got to have to save up for this. And he looked at me quizzically and he said, well, just get some more. I said, what are you talking? Get some more. He
You
said,
get
you
to that
just
machine and
you
you,
just go to that machine. He was
yeah,
little. Just go to that machine, just get more out. I thought, well, what a lovely way to view the world. If only the world worked that way. So
well,
so the
you can always go there
Commandante,
and take some out,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
some explosives and stuff.
For some people, that's probably exactly how their lives are, I imagine, isn't it? They just take money out. Um, but no. So the
The
other thing
com-
about the Commandante
Mhm.
that I didn't like the sound of is that it's not numbered, and you have to. I think you have to remember the clicks. I mean, I'd have to go and look this up. But
No.
somebody was saying to me, you have to like it's got 10 clicks, but you have to remember it. So you set it, and then if you want to change something, if you read, oh, you should have 6 clicks, you have to remember how many clicks that you're in. If you don't remember how many clicks that you've got it set to, you have to click it all the way back to the beginning and then come in 6, which is a little thing, but it's kind of like, why would you do that? Why put a number
That's
on that?
silly.
Plus, he's looking it up now because
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
am
believe
looking
it.
it up.
You've got that I don't believe you're full of poop kind of look on your face. I
Yes.
know that look that says you're full of poop. So the other thing is that if you want to run espresso through it, you have to get a kit to double the number of clicks. Whereas by the
It
time I'm doing
doesn't
that,
have a number.
it doesn't.
Doesn't have a number.
I have no poop.
The inside looks
No poop on
great.
me. Yeah,
It doesn't have a number.
that's what I'm saying. That'll be the upgrade. But yeah, I don't want to get the
Stupid.
kit where you have to add like double. Now you got 20 clicks. What I like about the 1Z Presso
Mm.
Pro is that it is it's got everything. It'll basically do very fine adjustments. Is that right? All the way up to
It is,
going around
yes.
the range of espresso. So have you ever found an espresso you can't make well with it?
No.
There you go.
But the thing is, you get in the ballpark with the grinder and then you adjust the dose.
Yeah, that's right. That's
And
what you
that's
need to
what people
do.
tend to forget. I see lots of arguments on the internet all the time. Oh, but I've put 18 grams, it still comes out fast. Well, put 18 and a half.
18.3. Yeah. I actually find that makes quite a bit of difference. I was literally talking to Peter, my son, about that today. He was talking about the difference between putting 18 and 18.3 grams in the basket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because and also, oh, it comes out fast. It comes out in 33 seconds instead of 30.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Does
Yeah,
it
that
really
that that
matter?
the
3 seconds?
yeah, the
Can you
speed is
taste 3 seconds?
how does it taste? That's the more important thing.
Also, no. It's not. It's not how does it taste. Can you taste 3 seconds? No, you can't. You cannot. I don't believe it one bit.
Mm.
So yeah, sorry. I just parked
Going
on a
off on
bit
one there.
on
That's
a
all right,
rant.
Max.
Yes,
Man
as
after my
usual.
own heart. So basically, I already made up my mind before I came on here. I was going to get a 1Z Presso, and
Yes.
but
You remember I
then,
have one.
but then I didn't want to get one because you had one, and that made me look like I was copying you. And I never ever, oh my god, I don't want to be seen to be like copying you.
I know.
So
I ruined it for you.
you kind of did. You kind of did. And I mean, the one saving thing I have is that you actually didn't buy it. Your wife bought it, and I don't mind copying your wife. But so I'm technically not really copying you. You just lucked into a good grinder because your wife
I
was smart
did
enough to
luck
buy
into one. Yes,
it. So that kind of makes
and the
it
grinder
okay.
was good too.
So that kind of makes it okay. But hitting the microphone there. I wonder how that comes. Probably that's really annoying somebody now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
No,
then
don't
I
worry,
suddenly,
I'm not wearing headphones or anything.
yeah. There's another one I've seen, and
Mhm.
I'm intrigued by, but you're kind of poo-pooing it, which is the Kino M47.
That is a lot of grinder. It is literally the hands down the most expensive grinder on the market ever.
A lot of
big
people,
one.
a lot of people are liking the espresso from it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that. But the big one, the mother of all ones, the one that is all in full metal, I think it's 600 pounds.
Oh no, I'm not spending that much. It's
No, I
the
mean
Phoenix, was 200 quid or something.
the one, the Kino Crazy Duper Super, is the
Okay.
one that our neighbor Mr. Hoffman,
Uh-huh.
he when he did the head to head on the best hand grinders,
Oh, did he? Okay.
expensive ones, that was the best one that he found. It's
Did he
extremely
test the
heavy.
Kino?
He tested the Kino.
Oh, I'll go check it out.
So that in all steel, all this the full steel one,
Yeah.
that is extremely expensive, but it's a very good machine. But
Uh-huh.
it's I mean, you're looking at something
All right. So it's
enormous.
Max is moving his hands in a very big gesture. So it's a big
Yes,
grinder.
it is enormous. It holds, I don't remember how much, but it is an enormous grinder. It's got a very good leverage. It's really well designed. I love it. I love the way it's designed, but it's way too expensive. I checked it out, and I think it was, I want to say 600 or 800 pounds. It was way more than a coffee machine, which
Wow.
for
Wow.
me it was just
No, I'm
it's
not gonna look. It's
just
not worth
silly.
it that much to me.
But mind you, I might be wrong. I do not remember on top of my head how much it was. The Kino Phoenix, the one that you are looking at, there's a bittersweet story behind it. I was telling you offline. So the Kino factory got a fire, a pretty severe fire, and they ran out of supplies and things, so they couldn't make grinders anymore, those grinders. So they reverted to a cheaper model, the Phoenix, calling the Phoenix because coming back from the
Came from
ashes
back
and
from the
stuff.
ashes.
Uh-huh.
No.
And there is a lot more plastic in that one, and it's a lot easier to buy because it comes out cheaper. I think it comes on the 200 pounds mark, give or take.
Right.
So there is more plastic, but the mechanics are the same. So you still have a very, very good mechanics, very good adjustment, and it's stepless.
That was one of the things that appealed to me. Although being stepless would mean I wouldn't be able to. You can't share recipes on clicks and things like that.
But you have numbers.
Oh, they've got numbers. So stepless
It's
with
got
numbers.
on stepless, but it's got numbers.
Yeah.
So I think it's a valid idea. I think it's built amazingly, I looked at it and it looks like a tank.
Mm.
It looks fantastic. It's really well built. Personally, I don't like the fact that he's stepless, because there's no point for it to be stepless, because in my head, if I am at the same position, I want the same result. Stepless, you're never really in the same position.
Yeah.
Now, counter argument, every time you clean a hand grinder, you have to recalibrate it. And whenever you recalibrate it, you never recalibrate it exactly the same, because your 0 point is going to move a little. Depending on how strong you feel that day, you might over tighten something, or you might change something slightly.
Yeah.
And so even clicks are
Yeah.
a bit of
It's only consistent for the period of time
yes.
that you haven't cleaned it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to look. I've just looked up. There's a couple of different Kinos that I'm looking at here. One is the Kino M47 Classic, and then there's a Phoenix. The Classic is actually more than £100 more expensive.
300.
It's 400 euros. It's about £350.
So it's a lot of money.
A lot of money to spend on a hand grinder. I kind of feel like I might feel better about myself for getting the 1Zpresso JX Pro.
Yeah.
But I'm not copying you.
But there's a major difference in here,
right,
between these two. The Kino is steel. 1Zpresso, aluminium.
Yeah, which for American friends is aluminum.
No.
And you're all wrong, by the way. It is aluminium.
Exactly.
But that's okay.
That's how you spell it properly. It's aluminium.
Yeah. And you drive on the left side of the road if you want to drive properly.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Ever see the American tourists in London going around the roundabouts?
No, but I've seen them in Italy. I think a guy spent all of his holidays trying to figure out.
They do. They can't get out. They get in the inside lane and they can't get out. I feel so sorry for them, because they are going around and around and around, and they're waiting for someone to let them get out. And you have to realize
in London,
London, you just drive, you pull out, and people will get out of your way. The Americans are too polite. They're like, "I'm indicating." Well, they don't say it in that language, but obviously, I'm indicating here. Wow, them tooting British aren't getting out the way. So, but yeah. How did we talk about that?
I don't know. You started.
So I think I'm going back to that 1Zpresso. It just annoys me that you've got one. Yeah. I
have got one.
Okay, I'll see what I'm going to do. Oh, my voice is breaking now with excitement.
What am I going to do?
What am I going to do? What I'm going to do, Max?
You're probably going to get the Espresso one, so the X Pro.
Yeah.
But then you're going to make a mistake.
Oh.
Aha. The X Pro is a clever idea. I think it's nice. It's held in place by magnets, and magnets are always cool until you knock them out.
Well, you've got an X Pro.
JX Pro.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's an X Pro and a JX Pro.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, hats off to the marketing department for really making that confusing.
So the one that is designed for espresso only, you have a 58 millimeter catcher for the ground coffee with a declamping pointy thing at the bottom.
Is that a technical term?
They're totally technical. Mm-hmm. So it's got this mushroomy thing pointy at the bottom of the catcher. The catcher sits at the bottom of the grinder with magnets, which is fine. You knock it off. And if you grind and walk around, I have seen a number of people posting pictures of their grinder and on all the coffee scattered around the kitchen. Now, I am trying to picture myself in that particular moment, and I'm imagining me in the morning.
I'm trying not to. Keep going.
Me in the morning. I haven't had coffee yet.
Yeah.
And I am working really hard to get my coffee, and then my coffee goes on the floor, and I have to pick it up, and I'm not having that coffee.
No.
there
No,
is
no,
going
that's
to
the
be a
that's the coffee you
lot of
give to your
words coming
wife.
out of me at that moment, at that very
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
And many of them will offend many people in many languages.
Mm-hmm. That's a talent. I understand that. So I know I won't get the X Pro because although I want to use this for espresso, I do want to do pour overs as well. And that's kind of, kind of the
They
point.
actually are feasible for both. I don't really understand what's the big difference between the two, because you can definitely do pour overs with both, because they are conical grinders, conical burr grinders.
Mm,
If you have enough clicks between the steps in an espresso one, you can do pour over, definitely.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't really see a big difference. But I am not a technician.
I
I'm
thought
not
you
an
were a
expert in any
technician.
means.
Well, I thought you were an expert.
No,
I thought you were an expert technician
I am a no. I'm a
because that's
technical
what I was going to put
expert.
at the lower third, expert technician.
No, I'm a technical expert.
A technical expert. Okay. All right. That's completely different. It's a bit like the X and the JX. Okay.
Exactly.
I don't need a declumping thing because I get a little. I'm gonna get. Are you gonna get one of those little water sprays all the cool kids have got?
I would not do that in an aluminium grinder.
Oh,
I think it's a bad idea. But
yeah.
you get there is a technique to it,
Uh-huh.
and I can explain it if you give me 30 seconds to get it, to get
Okay, go.
my grinder.
Oh, get your grinder. Okay.
One second.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Off you
Can't hear
go.
you.
All right. I have to entertain. The people. Well, while Smax is gone, I wish I could. I wish I could make fun of him, but he's going to see this later, so we'll just keep it clean, kids. If anybody has got actually ideas for, I'm probably not going to buy a grinder for a week or maybe 2 weeks because I'm moving house and then I might want to just wait until I move the house and then get the grinder. So if you've got ideas following this and you think that I should, if like just all tell me, just tell me what to buy. Everyone
Please.
tell me what to buy so I don't have
We
to think
will.
about it.
And so guys,
No, stop it, Max.
tell
I
him
know
what
you.
to buy, and
No,
he will buy it.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
go crazy.
No, don't go crazy, but just tell me what you think, and I would very much appreciate that.
So the X Pro, this bit here is actually held by magnets, and it's wider, so it's 58 millimeters. It will
Mhm.
catch it, and this bit actually comes off. So when you go and unscrew it,
Yeah, so we're taking the bottom off
yes.
the just for the people on the podcast.
Yeah, at
Taking
the
the
bottom
off
of the grinder, you will have a
Yeah.
declamping tool, and you can actually then go on top of your portafilter, shake the thing, go on top of your portafilter, pull this out, and the coffee will fall into your portafilter. It's designed to do that.
Oh, for the love of who?
Which is a clever solution, but
It's
there's a
not
lot of
that
moving
clever.
parts.
I mean, come on.
And it's not secure.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Well, basically, what we're talking about is just the people on audio is just where the grinds go at the bottom into the little case at the bottom. Obviously, you want to take that out on a 58 mil portafilter basket. You can just put that over the top like you do if you've got a dosing cup, and then shake it in. But apparently, the X Pro has a declumping mechanism that makes that process a bit more clever. But in order to do that, it now has a magnetic seal to the bottom of the grinder, which makes it not really secure.
I think it's a bit of a faff altogether.
And the whole thing is a bit,
I don't think there's any point to it. So anyway, the JX Pro has the adjustment.
Yeah, it's really clear along the top, isn't it? It's in really big numbers.
It's really clear, really big numbers, and you have your dots here and your dots here, so you know where you are there, and then you have your clicks, and they're very satisfying. Actually, they go.
That's very. Oh yeah. That's very important.
It's actually they're very good clicks. These is where you instead have the grinder settings in the Comandante. Because the Comandante, you have these, but at the bottom.
Yeah, in the Comandante, it's in the middle. It's kind of like inside a little bit.
It's inside. It's right here. It's at the bottom of the burr. Instead of having that at the top, you have these fixed, and you have the bottom that gets it.
Yeah.
The Kinu has it here on this particular.
I like the 1Z Espresso design better.
I think this is really clever. They really thought it through.
Okay.
So the way you you grind things, and people, I don't know what's so difficult about grinding stuff on this, because what I do is weigh my beans in glass pot.
Mm-hmm.
Is specific is Fellows 250 ml,
250 grams.
250 grams or 250 ml vacuum sealing
Wow.
container. Put my beans in there, pour them in, put this aside, start doing the grinding. You do all of your grinding,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to the end, and you have quite a lot of stuff that gets retained at the bottom of the burr. So
Yeah.
because of static, because of anything, instead of spraying stuff in here that will make it sticky, will make the aluminum corrode because it's aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I unscrew these of about half a turn or
Mm-hmm.
so that there is a bit of a gap and there is air going out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it and go.
You're your own bellows.
Exactly. And that detaches most of the stuff from here, puts it in there. Take these bit here, pour it in
And
there,
put it,
clean it with the
little
the brush.
paintbrush. Yeah.
Take it from here, clean it with the brush. Done.
Yeah.
And this goes in the coffee. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
It's people that go over the top with this crazy stuff. I don't really understand.
It's more things, isn't it? It's more
Yeah,
things. I mean, you know,
what are you
I'm gonna get
after? I don't
wabby.
really understand. Am I missing out something? I don't think so.
No, no, I think that's really good. You know, I look at everything now, and I know I am buying more stuff, but I really am getting rid of a lot of stuff too. And the things that I'm keeping, I'm hoping are things that are really make, you know, my life better in some
Mhm.
way. Don't just have them there. And there's a Japanese saying called wabi, and
Wasabi.
no, not wabi sabi, just wabi. Uh, and it's like when something's kind of like a natural and makes it feel good. So I'm looking right now, everything I have, I want to feel has a purpose and is used, and you know, then that just it becomes a very satisfying experience every morning when you're interacting with something. If something's sitting there and you use it once a month or once every 2 months or something, it actually becomes like a negative drain on
Mhm.
you, looking at it every day, and it sits there and you feel like you should be using it. And even if that's like kind of some subconscious level, it's like you're thinking, oh, I bought that, wonder what I can use that for. Oh, I don't use it anymore. What should I kind of want to like not even buy it in the first place. So yeah, I'm going to be cutting down on all the equipment I've got, and the equipment I do have, I want to be using like every day. That's the plan.
Yeah. So it
So
turns out
come
I've
back and
always
watch me
been
fail.
living. Yeah. Turns out I've always been living with that wasabi thing.
The wasabi.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been
Wasabi is something completely. It's wabi, my friend, but wasabi is something else. Wasabi's hot. I love wasabi. Give me wasabi peanuts any day. If you haven't had those, run out right now. Drop everything you're doing and have some wasabi peanuts.
I like wasabi, but every time is an experience because I keep forgetting how strong it is.
You've got to put enough on there that you cry, or else you have not had the proper experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then you always end up. Oh my god, and then it goes, and then you go, okay, gonna have another one now.
I'm gonna have another one. It is. It's like that guy with the grinder. You want to stop, but you can't. It's like you go out to Japan. They've got wasabi flavored Kit Kats, my friend. Oh, I don't know how hot they are, but I'm trying to talk in. You know, we've got a writer. So this, obviously, people don't know. We've got a website, Bar Talks, which talks about coffee and the
Where are you
cocoa
watching
industry.
these?
Yeah, exactly. And I've got a Japanese writer or writer in Japan who writes all about the Japanese
writeries.
writeries. Oh, actually, Max. God, I almost missed. I buried the lead. We got we just posted a couple of days ago. Azra, which is her name, posted a couple of days ago a complete rundown of latte art in Japan. I know you love latte art. You must go and read this.
I will definitely go and read it. I can't wait to get off this call and go and read that. I will definitely do that as soon as I pulled all of my nails out with the tweezers.
No, you'll like it because no, listen, because it's not like latte art over here. It's Japanese latte art. So they're like they do them in 3D, and you get like the little kitties coming out of the
Ah,
top and all
and you
that kind
have
of
a nice
stuff.
cold cappuccino. That's what everyone wants.
It's all about the art. They've got one where you go in there, and I think you like. I've forgotten. I did read the story. I was editing it, but you go. There's one that's it's totally like it's a robot thing, and it draws the paint for you. But basically, you go in there and you answer a series of questions. It's a bit like a psychometric test. How are you feeling today? Well, I'm a little bit low. I didn't sleep well last night. Okay. And do you have cats? And you're like, well, I don't have a cat, but I'd like to get one. I
I would
see.
like to have cat for dinner. Yeah.
And then you anyway, whatever, you answer these questions, not those questions, because obviously I'm just made those ridiculous things up.
Uh-huh.
Although I wouldn't put it past the Japanese. And
Yeah, no,
then
exactly. That's the
basically
thing.
it takes your questions, it takes what you say, it psychoanalyzes you, and it draws you some latte art. And I'm talking like colored three-dimensional pieces of art. It draws it out. What are you doing, Max?
I'm getting a friend here. This is
That's your friend.
this is latte art 3D.
This is it. It could in Japan.
It's
That probably
fluffy.
is. It's a big bunny. It's a big fluffy
It's
bunny
fluffy,
rabbit.
and you don't have
Alright.
to go through cold coffee because there isn't any.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just saying. Anyway. Anyway, where are we? We're ending. That's it. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap this puppy up. That puppy's last time we cooked the puppy. This time we're wrapping the puppy up. What? I know. You're gonna lend it to me. That's what we should do. You should lend me your grinder,
Mhm.
and then I won't have to worry about whether I like it or not. And if I like it, I just don't give it back, like the Simpsons. That makes me Homer, and that makes you Ned.
Mm.
Huh?
Ripped enough to be Ned.
Ned's pretty ripped. All right, Max, that's awesome. Thank you very much for spending a Saturday afternoon inside during this beautiful weather with me. And we'll wrap the puppy